We're picking up now with Chapter 5, Slide 7. This is all about the epidermis. It's basically got a lot of keratin in it, and you can see your first blank there on your PowerPoint notes, keratinized, that you need to fill in. And that means hard, dead, crunchy protein, as some of you may remember from Chapter 4, the tissue chapter. There are lots of specialized cells in this particular region, and I have some of those colored there in red for you that I'd like for you to Google or to become more familiar with: keratinocytes, melanocytes, Langerhans cells, and Merkels. Suffix-wise, cyte, S, that's a C-Y-T-E-S, that's a cell, is what that means. So you can kind of piece that together a little bit. This is the outer portion, again, that we can actually touch, the part that protects us from the environment. As we roll to Slide 8, you will see those 4 words that we just saw on Slide 7 there in red. And we're focusing now, and I'd like you to spend time getting more familiar with each of these types of cells. And again, these are specialized types of cells that are in the epidermis. So you'll see keratinocytes, and hopefully you'll recognize that root word, keratin. Melanocytes, which you may have heard that produce your brown pigment, melanin, which gives you your skin tones. Langerhans cells, which are actually a type of macrophage. I like to think of macrophages as like Pac-Man, the video game, where they munch and crunch and kill microorganisms and things like this. So these cells actually roll and tumble and move through your epidermis and help protect you from bacteria. And the famous Merkels that allow you to touch and to feel through your skin. As we take a closer look at just the epidermis, and again, this slide, which is Slide 9, is just the epidermis, not the dermis, not the hypodermis, so we're looking at just the top region only. Within the top region, there are layers. These layers are known as stratum. So stratum is a layer. This is the oldest layer of the epidermis. Stratum corneum would be the oldest layer. Coming down, you'd see this layer right here. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. Stratum granulosum, it's kind of grainy, so that word right there, granu, refers to grainy. That's the next oldest layer. Coming down here, the next layer within the epidermis is stratum, or layer, spinosum. Spinosum refers to spiny, and you can see some spiny-shaped Langerhans cells in here, okay, in that particular area. You can also see quite a bit of keratinocytes in this particular layer as well. And then coming on down, we have the youngest layer, stratum or layer, basal. And this is only this thin layer right down here. Now, it is the youngest. It is the most mitotically active. And if you look very close, if we could zoom in here, there are a couple of cells right in here. Well, this one in particular is in mitosis. And all the chromosomes are lined up down the center. Can you remember what phase that is? If you said metaphase, you're right. There's also Merkel cells that help us touch, and that's some of the cells that you'll find in here, along with pigment cells, melanocytes. So these are all things that we'd like for you to become familiar with, things that are found specifically within the epidermis.